When we start working with new practices, one of the main goals is to get more people in the chair. And that's pretty obvious. We're a marketing agency. We're an advertising agency that helps TMS clinics to grow and to improve their processes and do better and better. But one of the first things that comes up in that whole process is that companies, they want to understand what a good budget is or a good ad spend to be able to get to where they want to go. And so they'll ask us, what is a good number to start with on ad spend? And what we always point to, and we take people through this same exact process to help them understand just the mindset to get into, is we need to find out the ratios of what we spend to what we get to be able to help us make those decisions. And so it's a return on investment calculation. Very simple. This is very much a high level look at it. We're not getting into any details. But let's say you have $1,000 to start to actually test out and see if this is a viable advertising platform for you or process for you. And so let's say in this instance, we're going to spend that $1,000 with Meta on Facebook, Instagram, and be able to get those numbers. So let's say that throughout the month, we run this test for $1,000 and we generate 15 leads. That means that for every lead that came in, you spend about $65 per lead. So that's cost per lead, important metric to track. And of those leads, then you were able to convert 2 of those leads to starting treatment. That is conversion rate. So 13.3% conversion rate. That's pretty good. Let's keep going a little bit further. That means, when we're looking at the return on investment calculation and ratios, we need to understand the average value of each case, or average client value, ACV. And so we look at what your average is, and we'll just say that number is $7,000 per case. And let's say that those 2 cases, those times $7,000 a piece, that equals out to $14,000 in revenue to the business. So that ratio looks like $1,000 in ad spend equals $14,000 in revenue. Or to simplify that down, for every dollar you put in, you get $14 back. And that's a pretty good ratio. Now, with this data, it helps us to be able to plan and make better decisions going forward. And so we'll get a little bit more into it. So the cost per treatment start, if we divide that out, is $500. So we take that $1,000 ad spend and we got 2 treatment starts out of that. That means that each one of them cost us, or cost per acquisition, is $500. It's good to know. So breaking it down all the way down to those very minimal parts, then if you want to have 5 new patients, or if you want to have 9 new patients, then it's a very simple math equation. So we look at, let's say you want to have 9 new patients coming in this month. That means you have a cost per acquisition at $500 times 9 patients. That equals $4,500 in ad spend if nothing changed across the entire board. Everything was exactly the same as it was when you did your test. Now, there are a lot of improvements. There are a lot of changes. There are a lot of ups and downs that can go into this equation to make it better and improve it along the way. But let's say for those 9 patients, and then we have that average value of $7,000 per patient, then that $4,500 investment in ads would be generating you $63,000 in revenue to your business. That's how the just general overview of the return on investment works. It is a great tool to be able to understand how to plan and how to look at scaling. A lot of times practices will want to have a set amount that they just want to allocate for ads, and that's all they want to do. And then a month later, they're wondering why they're not growing. And it's because they need to look at what it takes to actually grow, what kind of spend they need to do for them to bring in more and more patients. With TMS, there is some overlap, right? When we have a patient that comes in and they're going to be getting 36 treatments, that's longer than a month. That's a month and a half if they make it all of them sequentially. So there's some overlap with that. So a lot of times, if we spend to get to the point where we have a full chair, then we're able to taper that spend for the following months, because we just have to maintain, instead of filling the chair completely every single month, we just have to maintain generating that 3 or 4 clients based on the overflow of them passing through a month, and then us needing to pick up one halfway through that next month. So that's how it looks. If you have any questions, please reach out. Happy to help out. Thanks.